Hi, I am Mohan, co-founder, CEO of IppoPay.
What's like an elevator pitch of EPUB?
Okay, so IppoPay is a verticalized payment infra startup.
What is the implication of the word vertical here? What is the implication of infra here?
Okay, so if you see other play in the market, they go to horizontal.
Other player
Okay,
means like Razor Pay
so
and Cash Free, and these are
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like they provide API, they provide infrastructure for all the verticals. You know, but IppoPay is something different. We go to the vertical. Let's say we choose SME vertical, right? We go to into verticalized, understand the real problem, and give them a full stack solution. Okay. So when we choose SME vertical, the offline business, retail, so we wanted to help 100% of their transactions, right? So let's say you take Pushcart vendors, they
pushcart, like
provide
people who sell
this
say fruit juice and
fruit juice,
vegetables.
like
Okay,
flowers,
okay.
yeah, vegetables. So they work all 365 days, right? Like they don't have a time to go to bank, open a bank account, all those stuff. So we help them to open a bank account within our applications. Okay. We offer a co-branded debit card, which we partner with our banks and the QR code, right? So that means we give them a full stack solution for push-card vendors to keep their transaction in the digital form. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Very interesting. Okay. So we'll dig deeper into which all verticals you're targeting. But yeah, that gives me an idea of vertical here. And what is the
Mm.
meaning of the word infra here? You said infra.
So, okay, infrastructure, right? We provide a mobile application, we provide a card, we provide soundbox, like we consider all this infrastructure for their business. Okay, it's all like digital transaction
Okay,
infrastructure.
okay. So a payment gateway is just providing checkout option at the time of checkout. So
Exactly,
you are, in
exactly,
addition to
exactly.
that, you're also providing banking through the opening and all of these additional
Yes, yes,
services to enable. Mm. In today's
exactly.
world, is there a distinction between offline payments and online payments? I mean, there was a time when, for example, Pine Labs was known as the offline payment company. Like they would process through POS
Correct, correct.
machines, and like say Razor Pay would Cash Free would be online payment company. Does that distinction still exist? Are these two separate
Yeah, of
spaces?
course. Even, like, yeah, it's already exist. And even according to RBI, they have a different policies and regulations for and offline and online.
Okay. But
Okay.
most of these companies
So,
are doing both, right? Like Pine Labs is also online. Razor Pay bought
okay. Fine Lab,
Easy Tap
yeah,
to do
Fine Lab
offline.
started, yeah, correct. Fine Lab started as a offline focused startup, you know. Now they just started into online payment gateway or payment checkout, right? Cash free and Racer Pay kind of people started purely focused online businesses. They provide end-to-end solution checkout process for the e-commerce marketplace. If you run any online business, they can integrate their API to collect the payments. So when I started, because I wanted to like tell you the complete journey of Hippope, then we can
Okay,
cover
sounds good. Sounds
your
good. Yeah, let's do that.
questions, right?
Before
Yeah.
starting Upaway, let's talk about your journey as a founder. You're a serial founder. What
Ah,
what what was the story
yeah.
behind the very first start?
Yeah, sure. I'll share everything for you. Okay. So I'm originally from Rameswaram, from a small village fisherman family. Studied in government school. Like very tier 2, tier 3 engineering college. So when I was entering into engineering, it was very difficult because first, like up to 12th standard, I was studying Tamil medium, right? Okay. So I had a like complete struggle finishing my engineering. I still remember, like my seventh semester, I had 23 arrears. Okay.
Okay.
So 23
Because
area
all the exams
plus
were in English and
it's not only about the medium, I say, like I was about to enjoy my college life. Okay. So 23 plus 7, 7 the current semesters. Um, but I managed to finish my engineering, like without arrear when I came out of the college. Okay. 2006, I came to Chennai, you know. Technically, I didn't have any knowledge. Even, in those days, if anyone asked me to tell about myself, I was struggling, right? So I started my career as a web designer. Those days, only web designer and web developer. Nowadays, everything is changed. Like people are saying UI,
right.
UX, like front end developer, back end developer. I started as a web designer 2006. Okay. Um, I joined. Luckily, I joined a very small organization. Like only 6 people were working in the organization. That is the place I learned a lot. Okay. Um, then I wanted to start my own company. That was my passion. And 2008, I started Romesoft. Um, you know what? I'll tell you this small story. Um, First company, it was a very small company. We were doing all the static website, in the organization, right? The second company, which I chose, little bigger than the previous organization,
Why
right?
second company?
So
Within the same company only you can keep doing more things, right?
mo- okay, correct. Okay. So I tried my best to speak to my boss. Told him that sir, let's take e-commerce website. Let's take dynamic big website.
Okay,
But
okay. This okay,
he
okay.
was
First
like very
job.
clear, like
Okay,
Mohan.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So like he told me like Mohan, you are like fresher. How we can manage if I take this big project? I don't want to spoil my name. You know. So then I decided to move out. I joined another company. After 15 days of completion, my boss called me to his cabin. He said, Mohan, I'm extremely sorry. You are not performing well, so you have to leave now. Okay. Then I said, sir, I completely accept because I know about myself. But here I'm learning a lot. Can you give me the opportunity as a fresher? He rejected. No. Then I tried my best to convince him, but end of the day, I failed. Then I said, okay, sir, from tomorrow I'm not coming. No, 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 you got to leave now. Okay. So that was a really, paining point. Then I left. I cried a lot. Then I decided myself saying that, I couldn't tolerate, I couldn't control this failure. What should I do if no one can, fire me in future? Then my inner heart saying that then you got to be the boss if no one wants to, fire you. That was the moment I decided to start my own company. Okay. Then I started as a freelancer. First 1 year, I used to do freelancing work. I go to the people, meet people, trying to take static website for 5,000, 6,000 rupees. That's how I started Romesoft. Okay. So being in Chennai, we always fascinated by Zoho, right? Okay. So even I, all my friends, they said, we have to work with the Zoho kind of company, what infrastructure, what are people, what kind of salary they are giving, like a laptop the first day when you join, So I was really passionate about the Zoho. I start reading about Mr. Sridhar Vayambu. He's my guru, you know. Then while I'm doing Romesoft as a development company, I wanted to start my own startup. You know, the first startup which I built was Stop Cook. Okay, this is a food tech. So I started before even you heard about the word called Swiggy. Zomato those days like a review based website. Okay, so the logistics was not familiar in those days. Only the restaurant people, whoever has a driver, they usually deliver, right? So I myself onboarded around 300 restaurants. I didn't know what to do next. Okay, I failed. Then I started, I just changed the technology. I convert into a single restaurant management software. Okay. It's called Menu Order app. Okay. And I didn't know what to do next. Failed. Then I started a company called Just Mail. Inspired by Just Mail, I was thinking, like now people going to just dial and get the service, right? What will be the next? People has to do it via email app, right? So this is also even before you heard about word called urban glam. Okay, I started just mail. I onboarded some AC mechanic, kind of people failed. Then I co-founding with another people started Ravon as a B2B marketplace, before Udan. Okay. So like this, I founded 7 startups. Okay. All got failed. Um, then, like every time, when I failed, when I go to bed, I, I feel like very bad, very sad, like sometimes, even I didn't have the maturity what I have right now those days, right? I usually cry, but next day morning, I get up with the same power and energy. Okay. I usually say like, no, I'm not going to give up. Let's we try again. Okay. So after 4, 5 failures, then later stage in a failure used to me like failures, like I used a lot about the failures now. Okay. One more failure. Let's try one more failure, So that's how my journey was there, like before IppoPay. Luckily, like I met a person in UAE called Omar bin Berg. We both co-founded a startup called Felusi in 2018. Okay. So that's the place I learned about fintech, banking, all those steps. I was the co-founder and CTO. My responsibility to build a product, technology. Omar was taking care of the business, That was my first success, as I said, I came to Chennai 2006. Okay. First success which I saw in 2019. 13 years of my struggle.
And
Okay.
Fulusi was a B2B SaaS business, or what was it?
B2B fintech, payment gateway, pure
Okay,
payment
okay,
gateway
okay, okay, okay. Like a cash
in
free.
UAE. Okay. Like a racer pay model, So, like what happened? I used to implement a lot of good things. I mean, new things. According to UAE, is going to be like as a new. But in India, I just copied from racer pay cash free. Simple. Okay. So in less than a year, we become a very famous. Even Forbes magazine listed Felusi top 20 fintech startup in the entire Middle East. Those days I usually meet a lot of merchants. Like most of the people, business people from India, right? So whenever I meet Indian people in UAE, they say like, Mohan, the product is amazing. So why don't you focus something like this in India? I said, sir, I just start seeing the success in my life. Let me explore something more. Then we realize, okay. So what happened one day? I reach out to Amrish Rao, Pine Lab CEO. No? So if it is fintech, he's the father of the fintech. Okay, if it is payments, he's the one, right? So the person who founded the Citrus Pay and sold his company to $160 million is unbelievable, So out of my own curious and interest, I texted via LinkedIn Amrish. Okay, Amrish, take a look this Felusi. I'm the co-founder. Like give me your feedback. So he replied within 10 minutes. He said the same, Mohan, this is amazing. Why don't you focus India? The market is very big. There is a UPI coming. This is going to be the future. Why don't you consider to launch something like this in India? I was literally shocked, right? So now it's getting very serious because the person who done something big in the industry, saying something, we have to take it very seriously, right? That was the moment I decided I'm going to do something in India. Okay. And I pitched this idea to Omar. He said, okay. We spoke to our investor. They said, okay. I came to India and I called my friend, Jay. He's a techie, he's a pure techie, I called Jay. I said, Jay, I have an idea, something like Fraser Pay. Okay. So would you like to join? He said, yes. Okay. Then we immediately started building a product, IppoPay. Okay. So one day, like I called Jay, I say, Jay, how about the name called IppoPay? Okay. Ippo means now, right? In Tamil. Okay. So because we want to focus B2B, right? We are telling our merchant, okay, guys, we provide a technology, tell your customer pay now. Okay. He said, Mohan, this is amazing name. Let's do it with the name. Okay, then we register a name, we do trademark, all those stuff. We started January 2020. Okay, so we hired 5 people, and me and Jay, 7 people. We started together. Jay was focusing on building a product, because when we decided to do something like this in India, we we were clear about one thing. We are not going to focus a white label. We don't want to outsource the technology to any other company. Let's build from the scratch. Okay, because even I
The
needed some
Dubai
time to
product was also built from scratch.
from the scratch, because the Dubai market is very small. Okay. So for those market is enough. But when it comes to India, the scale is going to be like large, right? So even we changed that technology in Ipopay.
You
We
needed
used
it
the latest
to
technology for
handle more transactions, like the
more
scalability.
transaction, more merchants, all
Okay,
those stuff.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So now I used to call my friends. Okay,
And
some vendors. I was
sorry,
saying
one
that
more question here. Ipopay was focusing on what segment? Like was uh,
okay. I'll tell you. This is very interesting
and
story.
versus
When
Felusi,
we
like
start,
Felusi was in which segment and Ipopay was in which segment?
okay, so Felusi was focusing online small businesses.
Online businesses?
Okay, online
Okay,
small
like
businesses.
D2C websites of companies.
Yes, exactly, right. Very similar to Razorpay. We provide API, we provide a payment link where the merchant can collect money from the customer. Okay, so when we founded Ippopay, we founded Ippopay for the offline retail businesses. You know, so I came from rural village. I personally know what exactly they need. Okay, so we wanted to start as a offline use, like Paytm, PhonePe kind of business. Then we start building a product. Okay, I spoke to a couple of banks. Then I realized that if we need to do something like this, we need a lot of capital.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously,
Okay,
Paytm, PhonePe,
because
billions
Paytm,
of dollars
PhonePe,
of
the first.
investments done,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So they come up with $100 million of funding. You can only penetrate or monetize from the lending side in the offline businesses. Obviously, the first year is going to be like complete burn, right? So then we changed our idea. Okay, if let's start online. Okay, because the beauty of the online business is like you can start making money from the first transaction itself. Okay, whether it's I'm sorry, 2 rupees to 20 rupees, the transaction will, I mean, revenue will start flowing from the first transaction, right? Then we change the technology to online business. We partner with again Razorpay, Cash Free, couple of banks to start building a product. Okay, now we need to have a nodal account, right, to help online businesses. Um, I called a very big, like startup bank in India, Chennai branch. I called them. I said, I want to speak to the concerned person who is handling payment gateway. The lady asked me, like, what is payment gateway? I dropped the phone. Okay, there is no point to, like spend my time. Then I managed to, like convince Mumbai team. Then the call, reached to Chennai. I started working with the bank. Okay, the bank asked me to like give me the 5 years of the 5 years projection. Okay, I don't know anything about projection. I don't know anything about Excel. No, nothing. Right? I told them, boss, I don't know what I can do for next year, but you are asking me 5 years projection. No, no, Mohan, banks must need this kind of projection. You should know how much volume you can do. How do I know how much volume I'll do for after 6 months? Okay, then somehow like I used to like convince them. I spoke to them. They rejected. First reason, they said from Chennai payment gateway not possible. Okay, so no one was approached me before from Chennai. Second, you don't have any experience in India for fintech. Okay, then I spoke to the digital banking head.
What
I
is
said I
what
was
does this nodal account do? That you so all this struggle was for a nodal account. What is a nodal account?
Nodal account. See, when we manage merchants' money, okay, we are not eligible to handle everything now on our own. So the bank has a specific account called nodal account to manage merchants'
Okay,
money.
okay, okay, okay. In
Okay,
the money sits there before
so
it is further transferred to.
exactly. Okay, exactly, correct. So that I was
So
very
you
angry. I told the digital banking head. I said, boss, If you don't accept, I'll go to the next bank. Okay. If they don't accept, I'll go to the third bank. No one accept me, then I'll acquire a bank. Okay. He said, Mohan, you are speaking out of your anger. This won't work. Okay. Then somehow, like I finally managed to work with them. After 1 year, the same digital banking head, is about to leave from the bank. He met me in my office for the courtesy, like last day. He said, Mohan, I remember when you spoke to me first time, you said, you are going to acquire a bank, right? I was thinking this guy is like completely rubbish. He's talking rubbish stuff. Now I realized something on you that I'm very sure one day you will own a bank. Okay. So then that's how the journey started, Akshay. As per my plan, we were making money.
So, how did
Then,
what was your go-to market? How did you acquire customers?
okay, simple. You know what? I'll tell you. So, we decided to focus tier 2, tier 3 merchants. Okay. And we connected with lots of referral partners, right? So, let's say if you go to Delhi, if you go to like Punjab, there are some people, referral partners, who has lots of tier 2, tier 3 merchants,
Like
right? Obviously, we have to share the
distributors, FMCG
exactly,
distributor have a lot of
e-
retailers
exactly,
that you will be
exactly,
supplying to.
exactly. Okay, yeah. So, Racer Pay, Cash Free kind of people were focusing API. We were focusing invoicing and the payment links. Like if you don't have, so let's say we were working with freelancer people. The freelancers, most of the freelancer doesn't have the website, right? So they provide a logo design, they provide some online services. We provide an app, we provide an invoice option, very similar to Zoho, kind of, they create an invoice, send it to their customer and collect the payments. Okay. So my focus was not API. My focus was tier 2, tier 3 people who doesn't have a website. Okay. That's why we started. Then later, like I start getting some big merchants, decent merchants. We start making revenue. That time we were still
What kind
focusing.
of big merchants?
Uh, so there are some big merchants, good merchants from Chennai. It's not like Flipkart, Amazon. It's a decent,
Like D2C
merchants.
companies or like offline retail?
Well, all need
D2C
to see
companies.
companies.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, companies, right? Okay. So then finally, like we were planning to raise funds. Okay.
When was
So
this?
because this was 2020, like around the COVID time, you know, I mean, second wave of,
Okay. The
so
the
that time,
lockdown did
that's
not really too much because I guess online payments
uh,
became more popular during
exactly,
lockdown.
so actually the love, see, my development company, I got a roam shot, right? Packed big time, you know, but IppoPay is really helped me because those days we were focusing building a product. Okay, all our work from home. Jay was focusing that everything's like moved to online. So I used to make a lot of Zoom calls to convince the banks. Okay, it was easy for me. Otherwise, we have to travel to the banks, right? Every time. Okay, so when I started IppoPay, most of my mentors, relative friends, all said, "Mohan, don't do this." Okay, because the competition, thin margin, how you are going to compete with Racer Pay, like cash free kind of people, right? Then the real struggle started after I start raising funds. Okay, you won't believe, actually, I pitched to more than 100 investors,
And angels
more
or
than 150
like
times.
friends?
You name any funds in India, okay, Axel, Matrix, okay, two small angel investors, right? All are rejected.
How did you keep going? 150 times you heard no. Wow, that's amazing.
You know what? Uh, there was a time, lockdown time, second wave lockdown time. Your story arranged pitch session. Okay, I should pitch it to 11 investors. Okay, 30 minutes slot. 11 investors all same day. Okay, they arranged they manage really well. So every 30 minutes I have to speak to the investors. Okay, 20 minutes pitch, 10 minutes Q&A. 11. Okay, I was prefer the end of the end the whole day. Right. All 11 investors told me the same rejection story. Same, no
Because
changes.
everyone
Look like
felt,
they are
how will you compete with the industry?
exactly. Like I was thinking maybe all these 11 people, maybe the close friends, they decided, what to answer to Mohan. I don't know. Same, no changes. Not even the single word change. Mohan, you can't do this. High competition. Like you can't compete with Racer Pay. The margin is very low. And same story, right? Um, but I didn't give up. Trust me. Okay. So the same day I pitched to one big top level guy at Flipkart, right? Uh, he asked me like, Mohan, what is your USP? I said, sorry, I don't have any USP right now. We just do what Rachel Pay guys are doing, but we'll come up with a USP later. We are in the very early stage. He said, Mohan, what is your USP? Sir, I don't have a USP. Third time, Mohan, what is your USP? You imagine, right? Someone asking the same question and they knew that you don't have an answer. What you can do? Okay. One, we can like tell them that guys, like go away. We can't do to the investors, right? Or the second option, like cry. Same, you know, we have to like take out of this anger or frustration, right? So the whole day was so sad, you know. The same person, like texted me after 1 year, LinkedIn, Mohan, I'm extremely sorry. When you pitched to me, like those days, I was so skeptical about you and the product, but you proved me wrong. Okay, all the best. Okay. So, you know what? When I building a product, I pitch to the early stage, like I was pitched to some investor. They say, Mohan, it's a good, but you have to go to market, finish the product. Then I finished the product. I went to other set of investor. They said, oh, product is nice, good, but you have to go to the market, create some traction. Then I created some traction. I went to other set of investor. They said, oh, traction is good, but now you have to scale up. I said, I said, what? You know what? I realized one thing the same day. Okay. Investor are like our wife. Even if we live 100 years, we can't understand them. Okay. So then, like finally, I managed to rise from Coinbase. Like we raised $2 million. Now we have money, we have name.
Client
Then I
base, you said.
shifted to my original
Like
plan.
these are clients who were using the product. Who? Oh,
I'm sorry.
Coinbase. Coinbase. Okay, sorry.
Uh,
Client base.
Coin- see, okay. Coinbase was our lead
Oh,
investor. Okay.
Coinbase, which is into
Uh,
crypto.
uh,
How did they get interested in IppoPay?
okay. You know what? Um, so when I was running a software development company, so one guy told me like he's supposed to pay $500. Okay. I think this was 2015 or 2016. You know, he said, "Can I pay you Bitcoin?" Uh, I asked him, "What is Bitcoin?" Okay. He said, "Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency." What is cryptocurrency? Are you trying to cheat me or what? Then I was shouting. I canceled the project. This guy is like trying to cheat me. He's speaking like an alien, right? Then I start reading about Bitcoin. I start reading about cryptocurrency, all those stuff, right? In that journey, I learned about Coinbase. I learned about Brian Armstrong. You know, then I read his story, how he started Coinbase, right? Why he started. He was with Airbnb, head of payments. Then I read everything. I was thinking in my mind, saying that someone built a marketplace, for cryptocurrency in 2012. How genius he is, right? Okay. So then he became my mentor. I usually watch lots of his interview. Then I said, one day I want to take a photo with this guy. This was happened 2016, right? When I started IppoPay, I sent a, like cold email, I mean, LinkedIn message to Brian Armstrong. Okay. I said, hi, Brian, welcome to India. I still don't know like why I said welcome to India. Okay. I said, welcome to India. Okay. So IppoPay, we do this, we do that. Okay. So I want to speak to you. Okay. You are my mentor, all this stuff. Exactly after 30 days, someone called me from Kindbase. He said, Mohan, you reach out to my CEO. Why? What's the matter? Then, see, I was not prepared for the conversation, right? I supposed to say that he's my mentor. I need to speak to him. You know what I said? I said, oh, okay, thank you. I reach out to because I want to raise funds. Okay, because I was in the territory of raising funds, struggling with investors, right? Then he said, oh, nice. Then you should speak to Coinbase Ventures, not Coinbase. He said, I'll connect, right? Next day, like evening, early morning, so not evening, early morning, 7 a.m., I got a WhatsApp call. Okay. His name is Mr. San Agarwal. He's from Coinbase, Ventures. He called me, Mohan, tell me like IppoPay, I want to know about it. That was very informal WhatsApp conversation, actually. Remember, I used to prepare multiple texts. I improve text every day, pitch deck, I change pitch deck for each investors. If someone specifically, investing into SaaS, my text says it's a SaaS-based fintech. Okay. If anyone says we are a fintech focused investor, I say we are pure fintech, right? I used to have 10 investor pitch deck, but this was very informal WhatsApp call. I said, I'm doing this, that, this is my vision. I want to help tier 2, tier 3 people, like all those stuff. He said, Mohan, I strongly believe there is a synergy. Okay. Very interested. I mean, okay. How much you want to raise? I said, $2 million. Okay. I'll take care. This was early morning, 7 a.m., right? This is a late night for US, right? Evening, 8 p.m., I got a term sheet, which is early morning for them. Okay. So he sent me a term sheet for $2 million. I said, 2 million is too much for me. I'm okay with 1.2 because I want to raise from the local investors. Then I raised from some angels, all
But
those stuff.
but
That's
why
how
not
we managed to
make
raise
the
2
2
million.
into 3 million? Like, why say no to money?
You know what? Those days, RBI says every payments company should have 15 crores of net worth. Okay. My focus was to get the net worth. Simple. That is why I was sticked with $2 million.
$2 million is 15 crores, roughly. Like,
15 or 16 crores,
okay.
technically.
One
Yeah,
crore
yes.
extra for getting expense or whatever.
But, yeah. So now we have investors, we have name, we have product. Now we are shifting to our original idea for the
What was
offline.
your some numbers at that time when you raised Coinbase?
Okay, so you know what?
GTV would be the
When
right
we
number to
rise,
track for your industry.
yeah.
GTV
So
is the
I honestly I forgot about the GTV. Okay, but those days we were making revenue. You know, um, we were in $3 million annual revenue. Okay, so even when I pitched to Coinbase, I said he asked me the valuation. I said $30 million, 10x. Okay, but like finally we managed to raise in $10 million pre-money valuation. Okay,
But
yeah,
$3 million, how much is that in crores? About
25.
25 crores. Amazing. So you were doing 2
Yeah.
crores monthly revenue at that time.
Yes, exactly. At those days. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
That's pretty amazing. Because your earning is just like
yes.
maybe 1 to 2%, right? Per transaction.
Per transaction, we usually, but our, because we have to share with the banks, right? So, our revenue on the day, usually it will take 20 to 30 bips, which is 0.2 to
Okay,
0.3%.
okay, okay. That's the share left with you. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes, yes,
This
yes.
25 crores revenue is the total gross revenue, not what is left with you.
Yeah. So it was a
Okay,
cross
okay.
revenue.
Got
Yes,
it.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
It was a cross revenue. But technically, we become a profitable from the first quarter itself.
Amazing. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So, right. Then
Yeah.
you decided to go back to the vision,
Original
offline
ideas,
merchants.
So offline merchants. So in terms of team, because I want to say something about the team also, right? Chennai, like Chennai-based startups, I still hire from tier two, tier three colleges. We hire freshers, train them for 6 months. So all our runways, for even when we raise $2 million funding, right? We had a very small office. Okay, so that was 26 seated office. Like until we rise, even after we rise 6 months, we were there in the office only. Okay, because I usually very conscious about the spending. So all I learned from my service-based company, Romesoft. When I was running a service-based company, what was my ambition? My focus was simply have 3 months runway. Okay, I was trying this from 2010 to 2020. All 10 years, my focus was to have 3 months runway, but never happened. Okay, not even 1 month runway. Okay, so we usually pay salary every 15th. Okay, I will start begging from my clients from 25th. Okay, so even $100, I have to speak to them for 30 minutes. Okay, so like sometime like salary will come before time. Uh, After 25th, like even if I smile for anything in my home, my wife used to ask me, Mohan, what happened? Salary came, huh? You looks like happy man. Okay. So this helped me a lot when I was starting IppoPay, honestly, Akshay. Okay. So nowadays, like even now we have a big team, we have CXOs, we have CFO, all those stuff. They usually say yearly pro. Okay, they will say like we'll make this for a year. I used to say like how much we are making this month. Tell me. No more. You have to protect it for a year. No, no, no. Let me know how much we made this month and how much we spent. Simple. Okay. So every penny we usually spend very carefully. Okay. So when I Ipopay, I told you about the first office, right? 26. I only changed to another office after we have like more than 26 people. So the plan, like we started our own plan. Okay. We start building a product for QR code, and I approached AS Bank, I approached ICICI, HDFC to help me to like launch a QR code. Finally, like AS Bank and ICICI Bank, because now I can give you the projection because I learned a lot, right? Okay, now we have a projection, we have a experience, we have a GTV. So based on that, nowadays it's very easy to manage banks to work with IppoPay. Now the real journey started,
So, for
right? Okay.
it should be similar to what Bharat does, like what you started with,
BharatPay, very similar to
right?
BharatPay model,
One
right?
QR code
But you know what?
which will accept payments
Yeah,
from all apps. Person can pay through Paytm or
yeah, yeah.
Google Pay or Phone Pay or
Exactly,
any of
exactly.
these. And you need a bank because the UPI provider, like Google Pay has, I think
Exactly.
ICICI
So we
and
have to, yeah, 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 yeah. So we have to work with the NPCI for the UPI. Okay. So now we got the bank, we got everything. So I was telling like we were focusing online, right? Online, we were very similar to Razor Pay, cash free kind of people. So usually, like I have my own theory, okay, for businessman versus entrepreneur. Okay. So if you do what others do in the industry, you are a businessman. Simple, correct? But if you're solving a real problem, you are an entrepreneur. Okay. So I decided myself that first 2 years I'm going to be the businessman, okay, for Hippope. Simple. So we were just copying from other competitor. We were doing what they do. Okay. So the now my real entrepreneur journey started. So when I do research in the offline industry in the market right now, I realized I came to know something that every company, like a Paytm, Phone Pay, Bharat Pay, Maison Pay, they hire freelancers. You know, they hired agencies to deploy the QR code.
right to onboard
Okay,
merchants.
so
Merchant onboard. That
onboard
is the
merchants,
big
they
spend for them. Like merchant onboarding is they have to
exactly,
burn a lot of.
exactly. So they offer 150 rupees per successful QR code. Okay. So imagine like if you work with this kind of model, your focus is to onboard more merchants, right? So if I joined, like I say, like my focus is to onboard 10 merchants, 1,500 rupees, 45,000 rupees salary per month class, correct? Okay. So then I created a new strategy in the market. Okay. So IppoPay was the first company who hired a full-time employee for the QR code deployment. Okay. So we hired from our competitors, right? So we call all the freelancers. I asked them to come to our office. There were 50 people came on the first day. Okay. I said, I'm going to take you as a full-time employee. Huh? Whether you do onboarding or not, I don't care. We will give you the monthly salary. Okay. They said, wow, this is amazing, sir. This is something new to us. I'm happy. Then I said, like you will get all the benefits the developers who is going to get in the AC room, who is sitting in the AC. They asked me what. I said, I'm going to give you the provident fund. He asked me, what is my provident fund? I say, we take 12% and put it to your account. You won't believe, Akshay, 30 people left from the same call because they didn't understand. They don't know what is this. Okay. One guy told me on my face saying that, sir, looks like you are trying to cheat me. You are trying to take my money. I said, it is not. I couldn't convince, but he left. Right. I started with 20 people. Now we have around 200 people in Tamil Nadu alone, all full-time employee. Okay. I told them that, boss, you are onboarding 10 per day, right? At TipoPay, just focus 5. Rest of the 5, you have to go to the existing merchant to build a relationship. Okay. Speak to them, ask them what they need, ask them what kind of struggle they are facing with other competitors, and let me know. Okay. So when they got the ownership from the company, when they become a real employee of the company, they felt very happy. Okay. One guy, I think around 9 p.m., texted me via WhatsApp saying that, sir, can I have a video call with you? Okay. I said, because I was very scared, I said, why? In the night time, I want to show you something, sir. I said, okay. Okay. He showed me the offer letter, which I sent. Okay. He showed me his parents nearby. Okay. He said, sir, I was working with the same industry last 3 years as freelancer. First time ever I saw the offer letter. I'm happy. Look at my parents. They're very happy. You know. So when they get this kind of ownership, when I told them that, boss, you are part of the company, their onboarding level, like number of onboarding reach out to 12 sometime, you know. So one guy from Salem, he usually do like 25 per day. Okay. So then I asked them to slow down. I gave them to, like a focus merchant, try to understand, more problem from me. Like I usually give incentive based on the problems they are identifying from the market. We don't offer incentive for the number of onboarding, you know. So what I do is I dedicate one day in a week, go to the market, the street, travel with my FSCs, speak to the merchant. I go to the merchant, I ask, like, who is your person at IppoPay? If they didn't tell me the name of my team, they'll get fired
Yeah.
immediately.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. That means they don't even know your name, That means you are building a relationship, you know. So that's how we onboarded successfully 3.5 lakhs merchants in Tamil Nadu alone in a year. Okay. We Our focus is tier 2, tier 3, like all our competitors focusing urban cities, but we started from tier 2 to rural area. 76% of our merchant is from tier 2 to rural area, and 50% of our merchant is a first step QR code. That means we introduce the QR code to them. Okay. We help them to, like deploy or receive payments via UPI. Even my own village, we have 5 kirana stores, small, like Maliya Kadai, So all are using IppoPay, you know. So we onboard a lot of autos, a lot of cap, So we give them a free accidental insurance for 1 year, onboard them, help them, So this is how we are very successful in Tamil Nadu market right now. We just started, Akshay, to Karnataka, Telangana. We are doing some pilot, there. Because my focus is very simple. I want to focus South India for next 2 years. Pan India is very different from the South India, So first 2 years South India, then we'll go to Pan India. That's our
Okay.
plan.
So your merchant onboarding team,
Mm.
what is the journey for the merchant who is getting onboarded? What does the team do for? Do they like ask him for bank details and do the KYC and then connect his bank account and print the QR? Like what do they
Okay.
do?
Yeah. So our FSC will go to the store. Okay. We collect PAN card and
And
Aadhaar card.
FSE means
You know,
field sales
but
executive.
field sale executives, right? Okay. So we collect the PAN card and Aadhaar card. But luckily, 100% of the people has a Aadhaar card. There are some people they don't have a PAN card, right? But we always do full KYC. That means we should get a business proof, right? But this Pushkar vendors, most of them doesn't have a business proof. So we install Udayam. We create a business proof for the
Okay,
vendors.
Udayam is
Okay.
like a Aadhaar for small businesses.
Exactly. Okay. So, like 50% of the Pushkar vendor doesn't have a PAN card. We create a e-PAN for them.
Oh, okay. You can
Okay.
apply and get instantly like a e-pen.
Instantly, right? Instantly. Then they can request for the physical card, right? So usually, like I tell my friends saying that we are the real digital India. Okay. So per day we usually create business proof and other. Usually like 80 to 100 we are creating new business proof and other card, business proof and PAN card. Okay. So PAN, Aadhaar must. Okay. And we create a business proof. We onboard them. Okay. Then we usually take their bank account to settle the payments to their bank account. This is our journey, yeah,
And
FSC
if they don't
journey.
have a bank account, then you create a bank account also for them.
Okay, so right now they must have a bank account. Okay, the next process, next product is going to be like a create a bank account. So we partner with a couple of banks. Okay, and we partner with some Tamil Nadu focused bank to offer a bank
Okay.
account.
You said you issue a virtual debit card. That is again in the
Yes,
roadmap.
exactly. In the roadmap right now. Okay, so the next product is going to be the card, like a prepaid or a debit card. So the money will reach out to their debit card, and they go to ATM withdraw, or they go to another merchant to swipe. Because we wanted to be like B2B company forever. Okay, so imagine like if you are running a restaurant today, you have a customer come and scan the payment. But tomorrow morning, you are the customer of the another vendor. Okay. They are, yeah. So they are also IppoPay customers. So we are going to build a community-based marketplace, B2B marketplace, where they can trade themselves, you know, in the platform itself. Okay. So we will offer a card. Money will reach out to their card. They go to another vendor, swipe, again, IppoPay offer a POS machine. So we are planning to create some rewards program kind
You've
of stuff.
launched a POS machine also.
Yes, we launch POS. Yes. We partner with a Wordline to launch a POS
Okay.
machine. Yes.
How do you make money? Because QR code, from my understanding, is QR code doesn't make money.
No.
You do cross
Zero.
selling.
Yes. Okay. So, as you know, like we can't make money from the transaction. Okay. We can only make money from the lending side. Okay. You know, in Tamil Nadu, those sector tier 2, tier 3 villages, there is a method called Tandal. Okay. Tandal means, yeah, uh, the people, the local people, they are not NBFC, they are not licensed holder, local, like people offer money, credits, and they collect every day. Okay. So technically, they charge around 60 to 70% interest rate. Okay. So daily collections. People will come, uh, stand front of your shop, like, hey, give me money, like collection like 100 rupees or 100 to 1000 rupees usually, right? So we want to help them to get rid of all these problems, right? So we partner with the NBFC. We are not NBFC yet. We are on the process to get our own NBFC. Until then, we partner with other NBFC to offer a loan to our merchants Same thing, we also collect daily
Okay,
basis.
because the QR code is
You
being
know,
used to for
exactly,
transactions, so
exactly.
some
Okay.
percentage of transactions you keep.
So our merchants should work with us at least 3 months. Now we have a data. Okay. So we launched a ledger in the application itself. Okay. So even we can track if we have any cash transaction. Based on all those data, we pass it to our NBFC partner. They will decide and they will lend the money directly to our merchants. That's how the digital lending guideline says, right? Since we deployed our QR code, we collect daily basis. If it is 500 rupees per day, the first 500 will go to our lending partner directly. Rest of the money we settle it to our merchants. Okay. The second revenue model is going to be insurance. Okay. So the insurance, is a very good margin business, right? So what we did was we are not only offer insurance to our merchants, we help our merchants to offer insurance to their customers. Okay. So we tell the
You
shop,
make your
okay,
merchant an
take this.
insurance agent, basically, or an insurance reseller.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay. We tell the merchant, boss, this is the product. You have the customer, right? You sell the product to the customer. Let's share our revenue. Okay. The next, what we are going to do, we are going to offer a digital gold. Okay. Because here, like gold is means traditional, in India.
Savings, basically, it's a
Right.
savings product.
Yeah, savings, right? Savings, very good savings product. So we build the same way like insurance. Okay. So we tell
This
the
digital
merchants
gold you
saying
must
that,
have tied up with like a India Gold.
of course, yeah, exactly. Okay. So, like we are telling our merchants, so whenever you give change to people, why don't you offer gold for the changes? If some people is buying something for 90 rupees, they offer 100 rupees note, 10 rupees, why don't you offer a gold, like then this become a culture, right? Okay. So whatever money we
Like basically, your merchant becomes a gold reseller, a digital gold reseller.
gold reseller, yeah. So we make margin, we share with our merchants,
The
because
merchant here
my
will need to do some
ultimate,
KYC when they're selling
of
digital
course,
gold.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Through the
So
IppoPay app,
we
they
all
can onboard.
through the IppoPay app, we are, like, see, we are under RBI, like we are regulated. We want to make sure that every steps we are stepping, should be regulated, properly done, So obviously, like we do KYC for the merchant, for the reseller, we do the KYC for the consumer also. Okay. But that KYC part, responsibility, the merchant has to take responsibility. Okay. Because Akshay, my ultimate aim is to help our merchant to make money through us. Okay. I'm not trying to make money from our merchant. I want to help my merchant to make their own money from their merchants, from their customers, right? So that's how we build a relationship. That's how I told, like when I became an entrepreneur, I really, really, like want to give them a real solution. That is why we call it as a verticalized payment. When we choose a vertical, we wanted to go into deep, understand the real problem, and give them a full stack solution.
Oh, okay, interesting. I want to ask you a couple of questions on some of the things. So you said you have a ledger for the merchant where he can track cash
Ex-
transactions. So that's something like Khata book, okay, kind of product.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
you like
So
they can send reminders through WhatsApp, like this payment is due. Send a payment
exactly,
link
exactly.
for person to
Yeah.
make the payment through
So
UPI or something.
yeah, correct. You know what? If you are running a small retail businesses, okay, the problem in the market right now, actually, you should, let's say you are using phone pay, right, for the QR code collection, and you are using Kata book for the ledger. If you are a restaurant or any stock based retail, you should have a SaaS based, like point of sale software. Agree? This is
Yeah,
going to be
billing
like
billing
another
software.
start
Yeah,
building
yeah.
software. Okay. These all for the collections. Okay. For the vendor payout, like most of the vendor paying via cash. Okay. And net banking. Look at the transaction flow. You know, the reconciliation is going to be very tough, because you should have 4 or 5 applications in your mobile app, and you should keep the transaction at 4 or 5 places, right? IppoPay is providing a one app solution for everything. Okay, you can use our QR code, the transaction coming in. You can use our ledger to track. We have our own point of sale software inbuilt where you can keep all the stock, you know. And for the payout also, we are providing a new bank where you can add another vendor as a beneficiary, make payout, and we are going to launch a GST based. We are going to launch invoice based. Is going to be the upcoming product. The end of the day, the reconciliations will be very simple. You know what you have in your pocket right now.
Okay. So you have a POS, like a restaurant can list the menu items in that POS and then
Exactly.
do the billing for the customer. They can connect the phone to a printer to the bill and
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah. So they can when they charge, they can show the QR. We create a dynamic QR code where customers scan and make the payment.
Okay. So that the reconciliation is instant. Oh,
Exactly.
o-
Exactly.
okay. Interesting. And okay, I understood the POS product also. Um, How so? You probably also have some sort of a CRM then for the ledger and for tracking which customers have to pay, and also for tracking which customer bought gold, which customer bought insurance from the merchant. So the merchant would have some sort of a CRM in the app also.
So yeah, so merchant have their own CRM, and even for that, for the Ipopay, we have our full dashboard. So we can track, like what kind of merchant, how much to transaction. Yeah, like say if we are getting alert if anyone eligible to get a loan from us, because we offer, like 30,000 to 2 lakh rupees is worth of loan. Okay, so we have the complete CRM in the backend to keep tracking. Even like we track their ledger, send them a reminder, insurance, all those
So
stuff.
the person who's buying insurance can come back to the same merchant for paying the premium next year, or for seeing how much is his digital gold balance, for taking cash instead of the digital gold. All of that he can do with that same merchant.
Yeah, he can do, and we have our own support team to help their merchants too, because we have the complete record, right? So, like, I want to share something about our support system. You know, when we started, like offline, I first 50 merchants onboarded by me. I personally go to, because I'm a foodie. I go to restaurant, so wherever I know people, I usually go and onboard the merchants, right? So one of my merchant told me like, Mohan, something. I am using Google Pay. Okay. So he said, like the Google Pay or UPI have some issues. So whenever we got stuck, we usually call Google Pay customer support. Most of the time they don't pick up, and even if they pick up, they speak in English or Hindi. Okay. Mohan, how do you expect me to speak in Hindi, English? We are completely uneducated. How you are going to solve this? Then that triggered me something. Actually, very next day, I placed a Tamil focused call center at Ipoh. Okay. So in Tamil Nadu, if anyone called our support team, we say like Vanakkam, உங்களுக்கு எப்படி help பண்ணலாம், எப்படி உதவலாம். That means how can I help you? Okay. So when this kind of merch, because they are using QR code last 2 years actively from our competitor, maybe 3 years, right? When they had first time someone speaking in our own language, they said, wow, this is the company I should work with. Okay. Because fintech is all about trust, actually. We are handling their merchants means we have to be like very trustable. See, you know what they say nowadays? Mohan, when we call, when Ipope say, don't worry, we feel very confident. Okay. So we need someone to pick up my call, say something. Money can come tomorrow or after 7 days, according to the policy is fine. But we need someone to answer our phones. They're extremely happy. So I want to launch the same concept for every state. You know, we should focus definitely vernacular focused for the support. So now we are trying to automate the complete support, even vernacular side.
Google Pay has a support you can call it for merchants.
Try, you can try.
I thought these payment
Eh,
apps were like
eh.
pure online. If you have a problem, then you raise it on the app
Yeah,
only.
but yeah, how do we expect, like send a ticket from the postcard vendors saying that my payment card stuck,
Right.
is
Right. Right.
impossible,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
This payment not getting processed is a pretty big challenge for UPI payment.
Exactly, exactly. See, the payment could be maybe like 20 rupees to 200 rupees, I'd say. But for them, it's the main,
Their
they're,
profit for the day
per day they
is
are doing,
only that.
yeah, exactly. They are doing like 1,000 to 1,500 rupees every day. This kind of postcard vendors, right? It's a very big for them.
How do you do credit underwriting? Because I'm sure these people will not have a CIBIL score.
Yes. Okay. So obviously, like we do unsecured loan right now. Okay. We have the complete KYC of the merchant. Number one. Okay. So we do have our own credit analyst. Okay. Saying that if someone is doing 2,000 rupees per day, they are making 60,000 per month. Of course, they can definitely pay 200 to 300 rupees per day, right? Based on that, we say you are eligible to get 30,000, 40,000 rupees. Once they clear our credits check, then only we pass to our
And
lending
the lending
partners.
partners are comfortable giving loan to people without a bureau, credit bureau.
They do their own check, okay, and the way we build a relationship, they trust, but they'll do all the check, then only they approve. We have multiple partners, actually. So we have around 7 partners. So each one have their own, like credit
Criteria. Right.
score, yeah, criteria.
What percentage of your loans are given to the new to credit segment, like people who don't have a bureau, a credit bureau score?
Right now, 100% loan is going to the unsecured
No,
side.
but out of
Uh,
these, how many are new to credit? Who don't have a credit bureau score, or that is something which you don't
Almost
get data on. That the lending partner checks that.
correct,
Okay.
correct. So in those case, the percentage is different. You know, yeah, yeah. So we do e-mandate all those stuffs. Because we can give. The collection is very important, right?
Okay. 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 Got it. Okay. What is the uh, ki- how do you train the merchant? Because I mean, you're almost like a neobank for the merchant,
Mm.
where
Correct.
allowing him to sell insurance and sell savings, which is digital gold, and you're giving him loan also. A lot of things which banks do. So, how do you train a merchant on how he has to sell insurance, how he has to do the KYC for his customer, and if the customer comes with a complaint, how he has to do customer service for his customer?
Okay. So this complete credit should go to our FSC. Okay. So when we hire FSC, we hire from the local area. Okay. So this guy is already familiar person in their street, right? So of course, I do agree with you. The education is the toughest part for us. Okay. Our FSC, since we have our own full-time employee, we go and sit with them. You know, sometimes, like they are very busy. The store is very busy. They have customer. So that is the reason we want to build a local people. They know when the store is crowded, when it's not, like something. So we go and sit with them. Luckily, like we have a very good app tech side, like we have our own Tamil vernacular app itself. Okay. We help them, we sit with them and educate them. The best part, they love to learn seriously. Whenever they see application, they see technology, they want to know more about that. Okay. And sometime, like since we have our own call center, Tamil call center, they call our call center. Hey, how this works, how that works. I'm stuck with this. Can you help me to understand? Can you help me to release this? So the education is tough, but we are getting better and better every day.
What is the kind of NPA rate you've seen so far in your portfolio?
Okay. So since we have our own, you know, risk check. Once we clear this, then they will have their own check. So right now, we it's definitely in the very early stage of lending. We start giving
How
nowadays.
long has it been since you
I would say
started lending?
we are doing like last 4 months. Last 4 months we are, yeah, very very early stage. So the market ratio, if you keep anything under 5% is really good. You can go up to 10. If you go more than 10, you are finished.
Okay. And for this lending, your earning is like a sourcing fees. The lending partner gives you a sourcing fees.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. We make percentage.
Okay.
Okay, we make
Okay.
percentage.
Percentage of loan dispersal. Okay. And what is your monthly
Exactly,
loan
exactly.
dispersal? What's the current rate?
So right now, as I said, we are doing around less than a crore per month. Okay, uh, as you know, like we are also learning. We want to be like very carefully lend this money to the merchant. Because unsecured, most of them are push card vendors. So according to question, is less than a crore, but we are getting good. We are getting
Yeah,
better.
yeah. If you scale up too fast, you'll end up with a high NPA rate. Uh, Better to go
Exactly,
slow.
exactly. That
What
is right.
about for insurance and digital gold? What is your monthly premium collected or digital gold sold?
Uh, Digital gold, we are in very early stage, but insurance side, per day, we are doing around 80 to 100 in insurance we are sending
Wow, that's
per
amazing.
day.
And this is what kind, like health insurance policies?
Health, shop, and
Okay,
vehicle.
okay. Vehicle insurance is a very big market. And this,
Very big, like, the Buskal vendors, they usually do everything via small bike, almost each retail offline business has a bike.
this is through a partnership with someone like say Renew or someone like that.
Yeah, yeah, we partner with Insurance Deco. We are partnering with the Star Health.
So in the long term, when you're a pan India player, what would be like? What do you foresee or what do you predict will be the revenue contribution from these streams? Like you have one stream of insurance premium, you have stream of lending, and you have a stream of digital gold. What do you think will be, or and will there be new streams of revenue also? Or?
Yeah, okay. So the idea is to create multiple revenue source, but we will go step by step. Okay. So I'll tell you the company point of view instead of talking about the revenue side, actually. Okay. So Phone Pay, Paytm, Bharat Pay, correct. So my focus is very simple, actually. I'm not saying that I'm going to be the number one next 5 years. Okay. I'm going to be very practical. Even a third place, fourth place in India is a big, you know. I'm happy to place myself the third player or fourth player in India in 5 years. That's my target. Okay. And another thing, we still wants to focus tier two, tier three rural area. Okay. And we will be the market that I can assure. We will be the market leader in Tamil Nadu for sure. Okay. We have we we have around 380 people overall in IppoPay. We have office in Bangalore. We have office in Mumbai. I want to give at least 3,000 job opportunity to people. I still want to hire more people from tier two, tier three. I still want to do our own FSC. These are my target right now. Yes. I can give you the very fancy answer also, Akshay. I'm going to be the IPO in next 5 years.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
What I want to understand is these three revenue streams, are they it or are there other streams also? Will you earn on transactions?
Okay. So we will make transaction from the card.
Okay, when you issue the debit
We
card.
are going to
Okay,
offer a card,
okay,
right? Yeah, yeah. So we will, okay, I'll tell you, first lending, insurance, gold savings. We will make revenue from POS. We'll make revenue from Soundbox, which is very good revenue
that's
model right
a
now. You know the
monthly
Soundbox, right?
rental. They pay a monthly rental.
Monthly rental,
The Paytm
Soundbox.
was a pioneer of that.
Yeah, yeah. Pioneer of the one. So the next, we are going to focus in the transaction, not UPI, for the card. Okay. So we will make money from the interchange. Okay. So right now, see, people are saying that the credit card, like, so I strongly believe, like credit card, they will keep their market as it is, right? Uh, NPCI, RBI focus is to eliminate the cash, not the card transaction. They launched the UPI to eliminate the cash transaction. Okay. So the talks, like the industry talks in future, maybe like P to M, the merchant, right? They may charge interchange rate from the UPI also because we are very interested in co-branded IppoPay card to our
Okay, like a
merchants,
co-branded card.
and Credit card will make the interchange revenue. I told like we are going to focus community-based marketplace. Obviously, like we will make revenue. So I really want to create at least minimum revenue stream in the in the
How
in
will
the, in
that
the vertical alone.
marketplace be monetized? Like you will take a fees for listing, or you will take a transaction fees from transaction?
We won't we won't definitely charge fees for the listing. We will only charge from the successful transaction. Okay. Even the B2B is always work with the credit based, right? If you want to order 100 kg rice, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, they will give you 40 days credits, right? So obviously we will help them to get the credit. Obviously we will make money from there too.
This B2B marketplace is like a completely different beast. Will you do everything that Udan does, like logistics also?
Okay, so no, we don't want to focus Udan B2B concept, right? That's when I clearly mentioned that community based marketplace. It's going to be like nearby, right? If I am running a restaurant, I usually buy from the next door vendor, right? I'm just created just one street away. Simple. So logistic is not my concern at all. Okay. So that is why I said community based. If someone is offering a better product, better price, I'm ready to go to the next street. I won't go to the second street, third street. I know this industry very well. Yeah. Udan is completely different beast. They are very different. They handle logistic, they handle shipment and everything.
And what do you think will contribute to, which will be the top three contributors to your revenue? Will it be like insurance or lending, or like, what will be?
Uh, Definitely lending the number lending is going to be the number one. Okay. I want I specifically want to bring this marketplace to the second place. Okay. But it's very hard. It will take a lot of time. I want it to be. Third is definitely insurance. Okay. The car interchange, gold, sound boxes all will place the next step.
Okay. Okay. I'm wondering how you are funding the business today. Are you profitable right now? Because you have, you said 200, no, in fact, you said 350 headcount, out of
Mm.
which 200 are your field sales executives. Uh,
Mhm.
and you've not raised too much money, just that $2 million.
Yeah,
So how are you
exactly,
funding it?
exactly.
Like, what's your runway like currently?
Yeah. So actually, like as I said, we are vertical, right? So we were talking about SME vertical. We have another vertical which is online business, razor pay cash free model. Okay. So we make very good revenue from there. We still keep the revenue stream. Okay. Uh, we make very good revenue, and now we are building a infra business. This is another vertical. We are building our own switch. We are building a expense management. This product will go to the banks. The majority revenue right now comes from the online business only. So we have a good runway. So everyone is talking about the runway nowadays in India. So even if you go zero to revenue, we have another 30 months of runway in
Okay,
our bank.
amazing, amazing. So let's talk about this. So let's say this is like your corporate business. Yeah. So in this corporate business, one is of course you are earning through payment gateway fees. Then you said you are building some other infrastructure like a switch. What is a switch,
Mm.
and how does it earn money for you?
Okay, switch. I'll tell you. So there is a bank connected with Visa Master. Okay, so bank has a PIN. There is a technology called switch where you can connect a bank with the Visa Master. Okay, so purely technology, pure technology.
Okay, so that's like a electronic data interchange kind of a product.
Exactly,
Okay,
exactly, exactly.
helping banks talk
So we need
to
to get
cards and
uh, exactly. You are right. Like banks, we are helping banks to speak to the card
but they must
providers.
be already, like, this is such an old industry. There must be already players doing this. Like, why do you want to get?
Exactly. You know what I say? Like this is a very old technology. Okay. So when we are into payments, right? So I'll put it a different way, right? this question, asked by many people nowadays. Okay. So more on one side, you are helping the rural area. Other side, you are building a product for the banks. It's not matching, right? Okay. So I was reading about Amazon. Okay. When Amazon is getting familiar, when they scale up their business, they couldn't, they could not, like scale their website and application because of the server. Okay. Then they decided to start their own cloud, AWS. Okay. Look at the combination. Selling a goods or books. This side they are building a cloud-based company. There is no connection. Okay. When they decided that there is a scope for cloud, because when they started AWS, they started only for them.
Yes. It was
Okay. So now
Amazon was the internal customer for AWS.
yeah, exactly. Now the the penetration for the cloud, right? We are also using AWS. Okay. So I was just implementing the same story to IppoPay. IppoPay is an Amazon kind of company in India, correct? So when we work with banks, we realize that there is a technology called Switch. We should partner with Switch providers, okay, and we should share our revenue to them too, okay. Then why don't we start our own? If there is a revenue stream, even though it's small, okay. When I approached a switch provider to launch our own card, I told co-branded card, right? I I was I was waiting so long to go live. Okay. Then I decided, one end of the day, like I gave up myself. I said, oh, why don't we do it own? Why should I depend with someone? Because this is my core product, right? Then we decided to build our switch in-house. We partner with the bank. Now we are going to use for our own. Then we distribute to other vendors too. Okay. So simply answer the question. We are an Amazon kind of company in India. A
And
switch
this
company.
switch
So
market, is there some scope for disruption in the switch market? Like
def- see, definitely there is a scope. Okay. And luckily this product is a global product. It's not India focused product. Okay. There is a very good market. Okay. People like M2P, Card 91, FSS. There are some beasts, like FSS, IBM kind of stuff, but still, like there is a very good market share for this business too. You know, when we running a payment gateway, we understood there is a one of the biggest vertical is the education side. Okay, for education, we want see
by
now we
education, you
have
mean
a
edtechs like Byju's, Upgrade? Okay.
edtechs. Okay, edtechs. No. Education in the sense college and schools, right? Those vertical. Okay. So now we have a switch. We have our own card. Why don't we offer this card to the students? Okay. So now we have a lending product, lending partners. We are going to be the NBFC. Why don't we lend to school fee for the students? Okay. So we see opportunity in every verticals where we can combine our product as a single product. That is the main reason we started switch
Okay.
business.
So for education, you also acquired a business, right?
Yeah, we invested. We have the majority share in the company, which is called
What does that
iBuddy.
do? What
Okay,
company?
so they offer a ERP solution for the school and
For
colleges.
managing admission and
Okay,
fees and all that.
exactly everything end to end, attendance to exit. Okay, so we invested, and they are using our gateway to process fees. Now, yeah, next we are going to work together for offering a card, offering, as I said, lend loan for the tuition fee, all the stuff.
Okay. A card would be like say in college you spend money on like photocopy or
Exactly.
canteen. So
Yeah.
like that within the college,
Yes.
the tech shop and all, photocopy shop and all will start accepting that card. So that's like for campus
Exactly.
life basically.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Interesting. You've done more acquisitions also, right? Besides this iBuddy.
We acquired a company called Titler. Okay. The reason we acquired, because when we are running a online payment gateway, a risk factor is very important, right? Whenever we talk about risk, some foreign companies come and solve, right? So Razorpay using CyberSource, Cash Free and other companies are using some foreign
What?
companies.
Give me an
Okay,
example of what is the risk? Like,
okay, risk, the transaction risk, the fraud
like
detector,
someone is using a stolen credit
So
card. Is that
a stolen credit card, someone using try to steal, fake transaction, all those stuff, fake KYC. Okay, so when I was running online business, okay, banks forced me to take a risk management product. Without risk management product, bank won't work with us, right? Okay, so now there is a dependency. I must work with any third party company. Okay, I must share my data. I must share the revenue to them. Then I decided, why don't we build our own? That is why I keep telling, we are like Amazon kind of company, right? Then I came to know Twitter is a Chennai-based risk management company. His name is Mr. Pradeep. He worked in risk last 15 years. He worked from the banks, he worked from EBS, highly experienced person in the risk side. He was building a product, Twitter, and he approached me for the investment. Then finally we shared the story was like similar, both of their story. Then we decided to match together. Now they come to Ippopay, like we acquired them. We scale up the product, we scale up the technology. Now like we are we are going to use Twitter for our own, then we are going to distribute to other businesses. Luckily, we got some high level aggregator interest to use Twitter. We got very good interest from UAE market, which I'm already familiar. Couple of banks are very interested in Africa too. Yeah. So when I started Ippopay, okay, I needed risk. Okay, I needed switch. Okay, I needed school. That is why I combined everything at one
right? Right.
place.
So these companies are being run independently by the founders, or like are they merged and everyone sits in the same office, or like how deep is the integration?
Uh, Everyone sits on the same office. They are also here. They are not running independently. They are running under Repopay.
Okay. Okay. So the like HR, finance, and all will be like
All all finance, all there came and into our runway, monthly salary, all those stuffs. Yeah, they joined Repopay. It's a full
okay.
acquisition.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. 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 So my final question to you: what's your advice to young aspiring founders, people who want to build their own business?
Okay, so you know what I say? Till now, the last 1.5 years, I invested into more than 25 startups
Okay, as an angel investor,
as an angel investor.
what sectors do
Okay,
you invest in?
so
Like fintech would be, or
I diversifying the sector actually. It's not only fintech. Okay, I diversified. Okay, so there are 14 deals by AngelList. Okay, rest of them all direct. Okay, so when I started Ippopay, my struggle, right, to raise funds. When I got the first check, things were changed, right? So everyone was waiting for the first change, right? Okay. Though I decided saying that why don't we help the early stage startups, you know, offer a small capital, you know, and my advice, my mentorship, all those steps, right? So technically, I invested, I think, around 8 to 10 startups in Tamil Nadu alone. Okay, and others are AngelList, others are other states too. Okay, so in Tamil Nadu, there is a organization called Startup TN is very active. Okay, they are helping a lot of startups to come up. This is a government organization. Okay, so I usually tell nowadays the colleges call me for the speech, right? Whenever I go to college, I say why this too much hurry to start your own company. Okay, if you don't have 10 lakhs rupees, please don't even think about to start your own company. Okay, spend 3 lakhs to build a product. Okay, build a MVP. Okay. Spend another 2 lakhs to form a company, form a small team, form a digital marketing guy. Keep this 5 lakhs rupees for the next 6 months. Okay. First 6 months, you should dedicate 10 lakhs plus 1 year. First 6 months, first 3 months build a product. Second 3 months, like go to the market, create a small transaction. Rest of the 6 months is you should dedicate for the scale up. Okay. If you don't have 10 lakhs, please wait until you make 10 lakhs. There is no hurry because I started IppoPay when I was 36. Okay. So whenever I go to college, I say like, Anna, I should start my own startup next month. What should I do? Okay. I usually ask them, how old are you? 21. Okay. So I advise colleges saying that, like instead of you are running a final year education, you should run your own startup incubation, whole 1 year. Okay. So I tell students that if you want to fail, fail at the college. Okay. If you are running a startup for a final year student, if you failed, I promise you, you'll be the best employee in your next organization. Okay. Okay. So go work for 2 years, 3 years, learn the process, learn the technology, learn the finance, build your own confidence, do something for your family too, right? Okay. Make some savings, help your parents to, have a steady lifestyle, then go for your dream.
Amazing, amazing. And, do you plan to continue to bootstrap or you want to raise more funds?
Okay, so the idea is to boost up for next 1.5 2 years. Okay, and the market situation too. Okay, so market is very bad. We may go to market after 14 to 15 months. So let's see. So because I strongly believe that if you want to scale, you should have capital. Okay, that's the power of money. You know, I may push that for entire Tamil Nadu market, but I definitely need funds for South India and
Okay.
Pan India.
Okay.
Yes, yes.